5 are malnourished. Khaled Al-Abbadi is director of the Aden Research Corporation. He joins us now from Washington, D.C. Sir, thank you for joining us on the program. Now, you have many contacts in the city of Aden in the south of Yemen. How desperate are people there?
Thank you very much, Shakun, for having me on your show. Yes, the situation in Aden is very, very desperate. The fighting in the city has exacerbated the humanitarian situation. Districts are losing power. A number of them have. District of Kreta has lost power for nearly 30 hours, and they have lost water for the last 4 days. Foodstuffs are hard to reach, and a lot of the corridors that transport food are closed off because of the fighting. The situation is very, very dire.
Do you think the Saudi-led coalition will stop the airstrikes long enough for help to get to people?
In the city of Aden, the situation is that it's not the airstrikes that are causing and exacerbating the situation. It's the military mobilization of Houthi fighters and militias that are continuing to fire indiscriminately in residential areas, the shelling and their mobilization to take certain districts that is causing more fighting and roads to get closed off and electricity and water infrastructure to get damaged. The coalition strikes, short of the Houthis pulling out of Aden, won't really change, in my opinion, the situation.
Well, the airstrikes cannot be helping things, though. How concerned are people in Yemen about Saudi Arabia possibly sending soldiers into the country?
Well, I can speak about the situation in Aden that might, an incursion of soldiers might actually improve the situation. The thing is that certain neighborhoods and districts feel compelled to defend their neighborhoods because of indiscriminate shelling by the Houthi forces and by Houthi and fighters loyal to Ali Abdullah Saleh trying to seize certain districts and firing at civilians and firing at residential areas. A lot of people are concerned that if the airstrikes don't continue, then they're only going to be able to support their troops and only continue these incursions in residential neighborhoods.
Okay. Sir, if I could just get your thoughts on why do you think Russia is getting involved in this? It's asked for this humanitarian pause in the fighting so that aid can get to people. But at the same time, the Yemeni foreign minister has accused Russia of sending weapons to the Houthis.
Yeah, I'm not surprised that the Russians made a proposal that was very one-sided. They requested that the Arab coalition stop bombing, but they did not make any requests from the Houthis to stop their fighting and their incursions in areas in the south. In the city of Aden, that's the main problem, and that's what's exacerbating the fighting. The Houthis need to pull out of Aden so that humanitarian corridors can be opened. The Russian proposal doesn't make a comment about this, and that's a big part of the problem here, is that it's not one-sided. The Russians have never been neutral in the situation in the Middle East. They've always sided with Iran. They've always sided with the regime in North Yemen and Ali Abdullah Saleh, and this is just another example of that.
Okay, before you go, sir, we've heard those desperate conditions that people are in. What do they need most right now?
Well, in my opinion, what is needed right now is for fighting to stop and to allow for humanitarian aid agencies and engineers to come and restore some of the infrastructure so that people can have electricity, water, so that food can come back into the city, so people can restock, and so the medical agencies can come and give medical aid to the people. Right now, a lot of the streets are closed. There's a lot of checkpoints in the city, and both parties don't want to let up until at least one group leaves the city.
Khaled Al-Abbadi, thank you very much, sir, for speaking to us.